This is my Audi A5 that I bought from Pickles.com, an Australian auction site, and in the last video we replaced the front bumper and the offside fender where the damage was. And in this video, we'll be buying a new wheel to fit in order to get it back on the road and start figuring out what other issues are present on the car. Finally, the weekend is here and we have more time to work on the Audi. And in typical fashion, it is now raining on the weekend. But nonetheless, the front right wheel has been ordered. That was of course where the damage was. And unfortunately, the damage was so severe that it was beyond repair at a justifiable price. A brand new rim cost $500, but to get it refurbished, I was quoted by 3 places. The cheapest was $430. And in my opinion, the effort to take it there and then have it delivered back and all the effort they have to go to, it's more worthwhile to just buy a new rim. So seeing as we've ordered a fresh wheel from Hustler, I want the rest of the wheels to look just as good as the new one when it arrives. So for that reason, we'll be pulling off each corner and then detailing them. Anyway, enough blabbering on. Let's crack on with it and let's get these rims off, and I'll show you how I like to clean my wheels. Alright, and that there is one wheel off. So admittedly, it's not at all in very bad shape. It's actually quite clean, given all standards. So this won't be too hard at all. All we're going to be doing today is trying to get as much of the brake dust off of this rim as possible.
When I wash my wheels, I like to start by using my pressure washer to remove as much of the brake dust as possible. After that, I'll follow up with Maguire's wheel cleaner. It's just what I use, it's what I get the best results with. And depending on what the condition the rim is in, if it has a lot of built up tar, I'll then go over with a bug and tar remover to just get the final results that we're looking for.
Look at this. This is what I'm trying to work in. It's just absolutely pissing down. I love it. Man, this rain is seriously picking up. I'm getting absolutely soaked, and worryingly my camera is too. So I'm hoping this won't stay heavy for long, but we can only hope. Alrighty, now the wheels are all, well, mostly dry. They've been sitting here for a couple hours, just air drying. I can't exactly leave them out in the sun because there is no sun to leave them in, but that's alright. Sitting here in the garage, they seem to have mostly air dried, and the results are really, really good. I'm more than happy with how they've come out. So now, just before the rain does pick back up, I want to wire wheel where the wheel would mount to the wheel hub. Now that these wheels are super clean, let's get them back on. So you've just watched me write all of this out. Now let's figure out what our running total is. The car cost me $3,300. And then to get it from Victoria to my door, it was $1,500. I got both panels, the bumper and the front right fender, for $1,500 in total, the bumper having all of the trims attached. I contacted Hustler Wheels and bought a single wheel for $550, and I contacted a tire guy local to me, and for cash I'll be paying $240 for 2 front axle tires. The offside suspension I got for $650 from a local wrecker in Sydney. The fuel cap strap had broken, so I bought that off eBay for $10. The headlight bracket is on its way. I bought that from eBay for $51, matching the part number. The side mirror had been cracked, and in the previous video you would have seen that the previous owner had put just a new glass pane over the existing cracked side mirror. I've torn both off and replaced it with the correct side mirror. and unfortunately that cost me $38. The lug nut adapter cost me $11 off Amazon. That was in order to remove the wheels in the first place. I found that the end links were destroyed when I was replacing the front right suspension, so we replaced both of the end links on the front axle, and I'm about to service it next weekend, so an oil filter cost me $33. And that's going to bring our running cost to $7,923. But keep in mind, the cheapest one on car sales right now is $17,000. And rounding this to $8,000, that means I'm looking at a potential profit margin of $9,000 for something that's just been sitting in my driveway and I work at it over a few weekends. I've bought the heat gun from work in order to make it an easier job, as on this end it's just still quite solid and I don't want to risk peeling any paint away with it. I especially want to take off these side mirror caps. I understand what they were going for with the gloss black everywhere and even on the trims, but it's a bit of an insult to have an BMW style body kit on an Audi.
They don't want to see us in the playoffs. They don't want to see us in the playoffs. They don't want to see us in the playoffs. They don't want to see us in the playoffs. I could see.
God, just look at the condition of double-sided tape that was underneath that. Doesn't seem to have damaged any of the paint. Nonetheless, we've still got to heat it up and get the rest of it off, and then clay bar and polish to ensure I have removed all of the old tape. And after applying a little bit of heat, I should be able, oh yeah, just like that. And it has black wrap under there as well. Well, I've come this far. Might as well just finish off the deed. And there we have it. That is all the wrap and the side mirror cap off. Straight in the bin. There it is. Now that's weird, they didn't wrap this side. They only wrapped on the inside here instead of the whole trim. And well, this is what was hiding underneath. Because they wrapped this driver's side, it means that underneath is just a fully fresh side mirror. However, on the passenger side, they decided not to wrap it. I'm assuming they did this side first. They had the afterthought of, if this ever has to come off, maybe they should wrap it. That way the tape doesn't get stuck on the side mirror. So, unfortunate, it's just going to cause more work for us, but simple fix, just get as much of the adhesive as I can off, and then a clay bar should fix up the rest. Rightio, so we've just gotten finished with clay barring the entire rear lip. I had to use a plastic trim tool to scrape off any excessive adhesive, but after a clay bar, it is now all off. This part here seems to have cracked the paint when we removed the rear lip, so maybe I didn't do it with enough heat. No way of knowing, but the reality is that is cracked. All we have to do now is polish over it, but I'm not going to do that in the rain, otherwise it would really ruin our effect. Coming to the driver's side mirror, it had the wrap on it, so it is looking mint already. It's just my dirty fingers have been touching it. And then going to the passenger side, I've removed all the adhesive, again with the trim tool and then clay bar, and later in the week we'll come back and polish it when it's not raining. We've got oil and we've got the oil filter, and I want to do the service on the Audi before we even start driving it. That way I know it has fresh quality oil in it. So let's smash that out right now. We've still got a lot of things to go on the Audi, such as the slam panel that would normally go here over the radiators. We've got the engine cover, we've got the headlight bracket and the headlight. So we're first just going to loosen the oil cap, turn that on its side to allow airflow, and then use a socket wrench to get the oil filter off. And at home, I don't have a wrench that has enough leverage, so we have to use my electric ratchet. Why must it be raining? All I want to do is work on cars in... Oh, the battery's dead, so the window's not going up. Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Right, well, I need to get I need to get something covering that. Normally, for this coupe, the window will go down when you open the door, but because the battery's so flat, it's come down, but it won't go back up. Right, so coming underneath the vehicle, this here is our sway bar, our lower front carrier, but in front of it, this here is our engine sump. It's a 19mm bolt with a crush washer on it. I've got my spanner here, so let's remove that and allow the oil to drip. We can also see there drops of coolant. I'm hoping that's focused for you. Before I emptied it, this oil pan was full of coolant and it's just been catching it dripping from the sump. So we're gonna have to sort that leak out before we take it to be registered, as that will not pass the blue slip inspection. Rightio, let's clean our thingies from all the oil. This is our our sump plug, and I want this copper washer. This little kit in particular I got off Amazon a long time ago, and it's always had something in it that will line up with what I've been working with. That is bang on. That is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, there we are, it's starting to drip. Now let's go ahead and refit the sump plug. There we are, it's hand tight. Let's torque it to 30 Newton meters for this sump. And there we have it. We can now see all this yummy goodness that came out of the car, being careful not to spill it in the driveway.
I would be a bit at peace by now. Yeah, you're lying in the shadows of my room.
There we are, that's 4.7 litres into our engine. And finally, we have a new rim to fit on the front right corner where all the damage was. There's a big issue with this though. On the passenger side, the wheel, I can easily fit about 1.5 of my fingers in the gap towards the center and about 2.5 fingers in the gap on the front. But coming over to the driver's side where the damage was, there is no gap on toward the center and way too big of a gap toward the front. For now, let's figure out this fitment issue. This is gonna really stuff me if I leave this any longer. I can't believe I missed this. And I'm not actually sure how I've missed this, but let me show you. So what I have noticed is on this side here, this wheel hub assembly, it's sort of pointing diagonally. Let me come out a bit so you can get a better idea. It's down on an angle like this, which would explain why the wheel is touching this inner guard. So here you can see exactly what I mean. It's far more parallel to the ground. So I think we're on the money with that. And so being hit at the top of the wheel here, it's more than likely taken that impact and transferred it straight to the top of the wheel hub assembly, and it's just caved slightly there. Lucky for me, when I bought the car, I bought a whole front right corner for the suspension. That includes the wheel hub and the drive shaft. So I'll probably start with just the wheel hub assembly and see how we go, as I really don't want to change anything if I don't have to. And this car needs to be ready for a road trip by the 20th of August, and today's the 9th, so that gives me 11 days to have it repaired, registered, and good to go on an 8-hour road trip. Well, unfortunately, I've run out of time this weekend to progress any further with the Audi. I've started removing components from the wheel hub, but I need a ball joint splitter tool for the tie rod, as well as the lower control arm, which would go just here. I need to split the ball joint there. I also need to get a breaker bar from work that is able to break this drive shaft bolt. My orbital driver is just not strong enough to get it off. 1, 2, 3, and then I need to get my punch from work in order to hit this out from the other side. That'll release these upper control arms. And the lower trailing arm that connects the strut fork to the wheel hub, that'll come out as soon as I get a spreader tool for this part right here, which will just separate it just enough for this part to pop straight up, and that'll come out when I'm removing the wheel hub assembly from the drive shaft. Throughout the week, it's going to be too dark by the time I get home to do any recording, so in the next video you will see it fitted and hopefully a new wheel on the Audi. So with that in mind, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.